What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Things are looking up for Mr. Donald Trump over in New York, guys. We know he just got hit with that $351 million fine civil fraud case with that corrupt New York Attorney General, Miss Letitia James, and her corrupt sidekick, Mr. Arthur Ingram, Judge Nudie, guys. Things are looking up for Trump, though, guys. In this update we've got in this following clip, Trump is not going to back down to this $351 million fine. He is going to fight back and make sure that justice is served, because we already know this was a political witch hunt. This is a persecution of Donald Trump just because he's going to run for president. It's going to be president in 2024, later this year, guys. And Letitia James, her whole motive was to take Trump down. We already know that's how she got elected in as Attorney General. But guys, I'm not going to do too much talking. We're going to get straight to the clip and see what's going on with Trump, how he's going to fight the system, fight back against these corrupt figures like New York Attorney General Miss Letitia James and Arthur Ingram. So we're going to get straight to the clip. I'll get my thoughts on the back end, guys. Definitely stick around until the end so I just get my thoughts on the back end. And also, so YouTube pushes this video out, definitely stick around until the end, you guys. But yo, let's get straight into it. Before we do that, though, make sure you guys hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button, guys, as we're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. Let's get into it, y'all.
Crooked Judge Ingram out of New York. Don't worry, guys. We knew Trump would lose this one. He's fining Trump $350 million. This is under Letitia James. It's all crooked. Don't worry about it. It's not justice. We knew the Democrats were going to do this. Trump didn't cross paths with one single Republican or neutral person anywhere in this case. It was all Democrats, all political opponents, and they decided, you got to pay $350 million. You can't do business in New York for 3 years. Let's unpack it right here on Fox News. But first, welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenable. This is where the happy patriots are. This is where you belong. For all the headlines, a little bit of news is entertainment. That's all I'm bringing you every day.
You cannot simply use the law as a cudgel and go after somebody in a way that appears political. This lends credence to the argument that President Trump makes over and over, that it's not just a prosecution, these are persecutions.
This is my favorite part of this whole thing is, there's a bunch of never Trumpers that hate him on the right, the Republicans. And after this kind of stuff from Judge Ingram, the proof that it's helping Trump, that it's good for Trump, is that after Judge Ingram throws this fine against him, $350 million without a jury involved. Remember, he just announced it. They just laid it on him. It's the never Trumpers and the rhinos that come out and say, Trump was right. We originally accused him of lying and saying there was a witch hunt. And now we agree there's a witch hunt. That is, the Democrats did this. Trump didn't do this. He became a legitimate victim.
And his base is going to rally to that every time this happens.
And they keep waiting for we in the base to crumble away, going like, what do you think about him being indicted? The indictments are all fake. They're all fraud. They're all politically motivated. So no, I don't normally support someone who's a felon or who's been indicted or is going to prison or whatever. But at the same time, I do support a guy when Democrats illegally and immorally try to throw a political opponent in prison and use lawfare to do it. And that's exactly what happened here. This is not about whether if Trump did anything right or wrong. This is about the Democrats weaponizing government.
We got to remember, too, that as you noted there, and as he continues to note, there weren't, quote, victims here. There weren't people that came forward and demanded justice from the Attorney General. So in New York, even though we're referring to this as the Supreme Court, they have unusual language that they use in New York. It's not their final court of appeal. Their court of appeals is actually above their state Supreme Court.
And that's why this thing is going to get appealed. And their appeals court, which is above this court, is going to reverse it, I hope. And this is also why people don't trust these systems and these judges. They know they're not going to get justice. Just let it ride, guys. Roll with it. Trump's got money. He's not going to prison for this, number one. There's no prison, anything associated with it. It's just money. Trump can get money.
So the Trump team feels like on so many different counts, they've got a really strong measure on appeal. No doubt that they're going to take every penny of this to appeal.
You can't say that he gets justice. This is the same reason why they don't allow all white juries to ever sit on a guilty black man or a black man on trial. They go, look, he's not going to get justice. We're not saying all whites are racist. We're just saying the jury should look something like the person being prosecuted. The jury should look something like Trump being prosecuted. That doesn't mean just someone who sat in New York, a bunch of Democrats. It means it should be about half Republicans in the jury. He didn't get that. He didn't even get a jury. This is ridiculous. This is a hilarious fraud.
So what happens in the meantime? A lot of this has been put on hold, taking the business licenses and those kinds of things. So we'll see how they do on appeal, but no doubt that's what they're going to do.
And the other thing is, like, along with Elon Musk removing his incorporation out of Washington, D.C. and moving it to Texas, New York businesses know if you're at all right-leaning or anything close to the right, get the H out of New York because it's corrupt. They're going to come for you. You will not get justice. Why would Trump think after a 3 to 5 year ban from doing business there that he would suddenly get justice after 5 years? Why wouldn't they just come after him and fine him again and make up some other charge and just go, we found you to be corrupt again. Give us another $300 million, Trump. That's what you get for doing business in New York. You're crazy to open a business in New York. Anyone on the right, if you're a leftist and you're a Marxist or you're plugged in or you're rich or you're a coastal elite, you'll be fine because you'll have all Democrats, to parse out all of your legal woes. If you're a Republican or a conservative, you're crazy doing business there. Same thing with California.
Well, when you evaluate your own properties for the purpose of insurance or the purpose of getting a loan from a bank, it comes basically with language that says this is our assessment. Then the banks step in, they do their assessment on how much the property is valued. And in none of those cases involving the Trump organization, did any of these parties bring any litigation against the Trump organization for any false representation.
There's no victim to this crime. That's what's so hilarious about it. No one ever claimed to be a victim. It's just a New York judge came in and said, I want to redistribute money. I want to punish Trump without a jury. So basically two people, Judge Engoron and Letitia James, did this whole thing, both of them under the influence of George Soros, getting funded by hard left money only after Trump says he's running for president. There you go. That's justice, guys. That's the blindfolded justice with the scales in her hands.
Right. And nobody has ever accused any of these New York bankers or insurance people of being behind the ball. I mean, these guys are pretty sharp at what they do, and they know how to sharpen their pencils. So all of this is why I put this in a political category, not a legal category.
And because it's in a political category, it's going to help Trump win. Bottom line, this helps him win, and this is going to backfire on the Democrats. And that's why I'm happy, even though Trump is getting nailed on a $350 million fine. Again, it's abstract. It's just money. It's not a big deal.
It's one of the reasons the norms have broken down in this country, because when the Democrats go to these kind of resorts to get somebody they don't like, we all lose faith in the system. You know, it's the same thing as 2 impeachments that violated the rules of the House. It's all just to get the man they don't want.
Anyone with a brain knows it's political, okay? If you're a Republican, you'll probably think you don't get justice from a Democrat. If you're a Democrat, you're probably going to think you're not going to get justice from a Republican. That's where we're at, guys. I don't ever want to be on trial in front of a Democrat-appointed judge. I don't want to get sued by Democrats or in a jury of my peers of Democrats looking at my past tweets. It's over. It doesn't matter if I'm guilty or innocent. Just tell me how you voted, and I'll tell you what the outcome of the thing's going to be. And I have a right to be that skeptical when I see this kind of stuff, and all of America sees it. Anyone who's been to human resources, we know who the kiss-up communists are at work. We know who rats people out and turns people in. We know who is politically on the upside of all the power centers of our culture are all Democrats. This is lawfare. And Trump's got to clean house hard.
And the perverse result of it is they're going to get the man they don't want.
And that's the good news, guys. Democrats are going to get the man they don't want in the presidency. Thank you, Judge Engoron, for doing your share. This is going to get appealed. So I hope you don't get your money. I hope Trump maybe declares bankruptcy or gets his money paid for by campaign finances, or some billionaire just gives him the money. Elon Musk could pay for this thing in his sleep and say, look, I'll take on your charges. It's going to work, guys. Don't you worry. Trump's going to be president. Engeron, you lose. You're corrupt.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Coming from our friend Doug in Exile. Definitely going to be sure to leave that original video link down in the description box below. For those who want to go over there, check that out. Also, for you guys to go over there and show our friend Doug some love. Oh my goodness, you guys. New York Attorney General Letitia James finally getting what she wanted with that corrupt judge, Mr. Arthur Ingram. They're getting what they wanted as far as, the fine of $351 million and guess a guilty verdict that they already had before the trial even started, or they brought about this on Trump. But what has caught them by surprise and what they did not anticipate whatsoever is Trump's elasticity, guys. He can bounce back from any. This guy is like the human rubber band. You pull him back and he will fly in the other direction, guys. You think you've got him nailed to the coffin with a guilty verdict. $351 million should have buried this guy, would have buried any other individual, but Trump will not back down. And we're seeing that, he is going to appeal this, and not only is he going to appeal this, but his support is growing even more in numbers because of the way we're seeing how corrupt the legal system is being against Trump. This is all political. How are you bringing about, these civil fraud cases and this fine that no one has asked you to bring about as an attorney general? Usually there's a smaller level entity that's been taken advantage of, and they, ask for help, seek help from the attorney general to represent them, and take on their case. But there has been no entities, no banks that have said that Trump has abused or misused his privileges, guys, with them. This was all brought about solely by Miss Attorney General Letitia James, guys, and we know exactly why. We've seen and we've got it on video. She may have that TDS, that Trump derangement syndrome, saying that she has no bias and saying that she is about as impartial as it gets, but we all know that not to be true. We got her on video, guys. Still got her on video. That internet and that digital footprint does not go away. The things you see on the internet, you have to be careful of, because Letitia James, it can come back and get you. And that's exactly what's happening right now, guys. It's backfiring because Trump's support is growing in numbers. Those who just were, kind of hesitant, still a little bit weary to jump on the Trump train and support this guy, are now seeing that, I should probably be supporting the candidate that's being hunted, literally hunted. This has all been a political witch hunt, and it's been case after case, bout after bout, and it's all big entities coming after Trump, guys. And they're backed by, such powerful figures that it's got to make you wonder, like, what's going on? Why is everyone trying to bury this guy and get him off that 2024 ballot? Through all these political witch hunts, a lot of attention has been drawn towards Donald Trump, and it has made a lot of people who wouldn't usually bat an eye or look his way think and do some research, independent research, as to why all these charges are just now being brought about against him. And once you see the timing of all this, you kind of understand that once this guy announced that he was running for 2024 presidency and things started looking good for him, they start coming after him with case after case, blow after blow, trying to make him look as bad as possible in the public eye, guys. Excuse me. This is the same thing we've seen over in Fulton County, Georgia, where that district attorney, Miss Fannie Willis, was driven to get Trump down there to get a mugshot, guys. Drugged him down in the Fulton County jail, got him on a mugshot, and she thought that was going to be the smear campaign of his life. She thought that was going to do it for him and seal the deal as a criminal. But no, that mugshot went viral, guys. The most infamous mugshot almost of all time, I would say, guys. Raising millions in campaign funding and a lot of support, guys. Once you see a guy like Trump behind a mugshot, and he just doesn't look like a criminal or like he did anything wrong, and you start doing that digging, doing your independent research, you can see that, Trump's not a bad guy that they're trying to paint the picture to say he is. It's actually these corrupt figures that are trying to, bury this campaign. Now we got the same thing happening in New York, guys, where Letitia James and Judge Arthur Ingram has thrown this hefty fine on top of Trump. Even, banned his son from doing business in New York for the next 2 years. And as a result, guys, and not only is, Trump not going to pay that fine and get an appeal, but he is also gaining so much support, guys. It just can't get any better for Trump, and any worse for these corrupt figures that have been trying to come against him. Guys, this is the Trump curse if I've ever seen one. When you try to weaponize the Department of Justice system against Trump, bring harm to him for no reason at all because it's political interest, personal interest, guys, it's going to backfire. And that's exactly what we're seeing, guys, is a massive backfire. Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on Trump. What do you think is going to happen here? Do you think we're going to get that appeal and then Trump will backfire and countersue Miss Letitia James for the weaponization of the Department of Justice system? Because I think, just him getting off free isn't enough. I think Trump should, go for Letitia James and seek actual justice, guys, because we already know Letitia James is so corrupt. There's got to be some dirty laundry in her closet, just like Miss Fannie Willis, who is getting buried in, fronts that have been launched against her. Definitely hop in the comment section, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that share button, guys, and share this to as many friends on Facebook as possible, guys. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button. Does not cost a thing. Hit that like button for your boy, and also hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on the next one. We go.